Good morning. Welcome back to the farm this week. Wheat harvest is done, so that's good. We've got some equipment to clean up a little bit. We're going to get to that here later this week, I think. But might be a little bit of a slow week on the farm, which gives me an opportunity to pour some more concrete. So that is my goal for the week. I'm going to try and pour some sidewalk down to my house and work on that project a little bit. It'll be good. This morning, however, I have to run to town. Got a few different appointments, but mostly to get my driver's license renewed. So I'll do that, and then when we get back here later this morning or early afternoon, we'll go see what we need to do to pour some concrete. See when Brock's gonna be around. I'm not sure. I don't think he's coming today. He usually texts me the night before if he is. So, but we've got a bean planter to clean up. Dad went back to Berkey to work on our barn. We might make it down there sometime this week to see stuff. Things are good. We did get a little bit of rain over the weekend. If you watched my live stream that I did on Saturday there, you would know that it was raining out at that time. All told, between was it Wednesday it rained, and Saturday there, we ended up with about 1.2 inches, I think, total. So that is good. The crop looks great, and it's moving right along. The early corn is starting to tassel. And so by the end of this week, it may be time for some fungicide. We'll see. We've got some timing issues that we'll talk about later that are going to complicate some things for me. But yeah, we've got some tassel showing. We need to spend some time in the field doing some scouting this week and seeing how everything is looking, doing some staging on our beans to make sure that we hit the fungicide timing on those as well. So that's also in the plan this week. Speaking of that live stream, if you missed that one, it was pretty good. We did our corn plant dissection video where we tore apart a corn plant, looked at the roots, looked at the nodes, looked at all the ears that are on it, that kind of stuff. Go check that out. It did end rather abruptly when apparently I lost service. I don't know, my phone reconnected and said I was still live, but when I watched it back, it just ended and nobody was there. So, sorry about that, but hope you guys enjoyed that one. Just got back from doing my stuff. Needed to place an order for some new Border Farms shirts and merch. Check this out. If you go to farmfocus.com, you can go to and see all of my stuff. Go get yourself some hats, shirts, hoodies, kid shirts. Border Farms. Children's. So when I just got home, they decided that they were going to ride their tractors through the mud holes that we have, right? And they had gotten mud all over my concrete. So I'm like, why can't you just ride on concrete and not through the mud and then get it everywhere? So they've decided they need to wash it, which is, I guess, appreciated, but now there's water everywhere. So my project for the week, we need to come off of here, make a nice little round curve, go over here, make another nice little round curve, and get some sidewalk poured up to my front steps. That's my goal. Now, obviously, we've got some elevation change here that we've got to deal with, so we're going to have to put a step in there and form that up, figure all that out. And we need to figure out where we're going to be grade-wise between here and our concrete, and whether or not I need to dig a bunch of dirt out, or are we just going to build up on the sides and kind of ramp it a little bit. So we're going to get a laser, get that set up, get some 2x4s, maybe start setting some forms. Maybe we'll be mostly on top of the ground and we won't have to really dig much out other than the sod. If I had a smooth bucket, 3-foot wide smooth bucket on a mini excavator would be perfect. We don't have one of those. Don't even have a smooth bucket for our backhoe, and the 2-foot wide with teeth is going to do more damage than good, I would think. So we may end up just hand digging stuff, whatever we got to dig, but that's what my goal, because then once we get that sidewalk in, then we can start landscaping in here and we can get some plants and bring in some decent dirt and some mulch and make it look nice. We're getting there. And we can finish grass, make all the grass look good. Yeah. So we need to go get some supplies. We need a laser. We need some 2x4s. They're out in the barn. we're gonna need some concrete stakes. That's out in the barn too. We'll see what we can do this afternoon. They're gonna get it. They gotta clean all the tractors, and I should go get them some Andy Clean stickers or some soap. That would be helpful too. They'll figure it out. Well, this is sketchy. Setting my tripod on buckets. My front porch is too high to get my laser to work just right, so we needed to raise the laser. There, it's spinning. Let's see if we can get it set. I'm trying to figure out how much higher the step is than where we're starting from over there and get some grade points in the middle so we know. I think I can do this with just one step, or well, 2 steps here, but we'll see. 16.5 inches from that concrete, the edge, it slopes down this way to our step. Now, really, that doesn't matter because, I mean, our concrete is going to be what it is. What really matters is what are we going to do with grade out here. So if we come down, if we go down 7.5, that's a good step height, and then another 7.5, that gets us almost down, so it's almost flat out across. That's not too bad, really. We'll put a little bit of slope across the sidewalk so that it's doesn't have water sitting on it, but won't need much in a 4-foot wide sidewalk. So now we just got to figure out where our ground is at and whether I need to actually dig stuff out or we setting forms on top of the ground. Good question. Let's figure it out. All right, we're putting our math skills to the test here. Study trig, kids. Study trig. All right, so we've got a step formed up, right? This is what this is going to be. Now, I screwed up already, and I was supposed to cut those sideboards to fit around the ends so that it would be 5 feet wide. I didn't. I need them to be a foot deep, so I cut them a foot. I should have cut them 13.5 inches. Whatever, not the end of the world. Our step's going to be 4 feet 9 inches across. It's fine. Our sidewalk is 4 feet across, so we're going to taper that in once we get down. And I wanted a 22.5 degree angle, so then I needed to figure out how long my boards need to be and figure out how to cut those. So I have these 2 little pieces here that are basically 11 3/4 trig. And then we got the 22.5 angle on both sides so that they fit up square to my 2x4 underneath there. They will fit square to the 2x4 form for the sidewalk that will go off there. I'll take this down here and show you how it all fits up. But that's going to work. I angled the bottom front edge of my step form here so that we can finish this with this still on there while that's setting up, and then we'll take this off before it's fully set up so that we can finish the front and side of the step. But this angle will let us get in there to work that and not have a 1.5 inch gap of stuff that doesn't get finished when we pour. So that is good, and this should work. So now we just got to go get everything in place and set the height, and then we can work our way off from there. What are you doing? Always stuff. They're always getting into stuff. Okay, a little bit of progress here. Step, basically set. So we've got 7.5 inch rise. We've got a 1 foot run, which is good. And then we've got this underhang that we'll have to fill in. I'm debating whether I should put a board on the bottom part of this, leave like a 2 inch with an undercut overhang or not. I could do that. I could do like a piece of 1 inch thick stuff. I don't think I want 2x like they did here. This is a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I'll debate that. I've got time to figure that out. So now I need to attach these boards underneath. We're going to have a gap back here we'll have to get filled in. Something, I'll cut a little board or something. That's not a big deal. And then we put that board in on our angle here, and then off we go. So we are going to have to dig some out here, but this is where we need to set our height from. So we've got 7.5 inch rise. This is 7.5, so this will be the level. Well, down there, you can see our angle. Will be our level of our sidewalk going out, which should be good. I want it to be, I don't want it to be sitting on top of the ground. I want to dig it out some so that we're not way up above, but concrete being high and then sloping off to the sides is also a good thing. We got some helpers. I got the step formed and the flares on. Now we've got to dig a bunch out before we can attach these form boards, the 2x4s, the long ones. Thank you. You can still use that nail. Yeah, that's still a good nail, isn't it? I'm debating. We've got like 4 inches that needs to come out right there, and it kind of tapers off until eventually we're actually above ground out there, which is, yeah, not great, but we'll see what we do. We might, the sidewalk has some slope in it, it's fine. So, I'm debating whether I should get the backhoe. This is sort of a lot of digging. I mean, it can do it, but it would be a lot easier to take the backhoe and just scratch it, at least loosen it, and then use the shovel to smooth it up. So, I'm thinking about doing that. Go get the backhoe and you keep digging, huh? What if you have it done before I get back?
You're not going to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, easy button, kind of. I'm probably gonna make more of a mess than help, but it's okay. If we had smooth edge, bigger, wider teeth on here, this would be better, but we'll get it. We'll do fine. Well, let's see how I did. It's not terrible. If you put the bucket relatively flat and try and pull it in, you can scrape this without gouging it too bad. Yeah, that's a little muddy there. We're gonna have a little shovel work, but I think we actually did pretty good. I get a little narrow. We might have to open that up. We'll do some measuring, see if we can't get our next set of boards set. And I don't know how much you know, we need to be in the ground down there. So I am sure someone is also going to criticize me for not calling, you know, 811 or whatever, but first of all, we didn't even go 6 inches deep. Second of all, anything that's in this area, I put there. And the only thing, we have two things. We have a drain line right at the foundation of the house that actually goes up right underneath our steps, straight across over to that one, and along there. There's nothing out here where I was digging. And then the other thing that's semi-close is the well line, which comes from the well over there to the corner of the house. We are not anywhere close to that, and that is at least 3.5 feet deep, so we ain't gonna hit it. So don't worry, there's nothing here. And before there was a house here and those lines were there, this was a field. We ran a field cultivator and a ripper and all that stuff through it, and I'm nowhere near as deep as we were for that, not to mention the fact that we have built this up tremendously. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. Well, we're making progress. We're a little deep. We dug too much. Mama's packing. There's Marady. Hi, sis. Those boards are about level, or actually we're an inch lower there than up here, which is good.
You can't even touch them with them.
Yeah. But we're a little deep, so that's okay. We're going to get some stone and a tamper to compact it on the bottom anyway. I want stone, not dirt. So I don't know that we need to dig near as much out there, just maybe a little bit. The problem is I gotta make a curve. And we're going to make a radius, not a square corner. I got to figure out how we're going to do that. So yeah, we might need to go work over there. So one of the challenges is going to be figuring out this corner here and how big of a radius that we're going to do and where exactly it's at. I need to know this straight line, which this is going to be 5 foot off of that wall, so I can figure out a straight line here. And obviously I've got that straight line that's off of this wall. So it's just a matter of finding that point and then how big of a curve we want on it. I've moved over here to kind of work on this side, and we're going to come off of there 3 foot, and then I've got a nice radius here. Shoot us that way, and then I think I'm going to match the curve, but I don't know. I'm debating whether I match it. I could get to the corner of the house here, and we could clip this, go straight, you know, like a 45, or we make the 90. I'll have to ask my wife for suggestions here. I don't know. Riveting video today. Riveting. Anyway, we're making progress. Decisions have been made. Plans have been altered. Imagine that. Plans changed. So let me show you what we're dealing with here. Okay, so step formed. Sidewalk flares good. All good. Got the first 16 feet of sidewalk forms set. We're coming up out of the ground. The ground's dropping off so that we're not down so deep in it, which is good. Now, original plan, nice radius. Circles. Circles are hard to form. We can do it. That was the plan. Gonna have one down there, radius, round, yep. And then somebody said, oh, that's a lot of landscaping. I'd clip the corner. So then I got to thinking, all right, now we got options. So option one, come out here where this corner is, 45 it, all the way through. This is that dotted green line. puts us too close here. Didn't like how close that was to this corner. Option 2, go straight out from there to where it intersects that, and then we're not at a 45 because we're still out from here. Blue line. Don't like that one either. Option 3, figure out where that one intersects and then go to 6 feet, because that's 6 feet from there to over here, and 45 it. That's what we went with. So we're going to just do a clipped corner instead of a radius corner, which is fine. That's easy. It makes it easy. So I got that first one put in. We'll have to figure out where the other one goes exactly, and I need to take some more measurements to see. Obviously the grass has got to come out of here, but I don't know that we really need to be in the ground much. So I was going to attempt to see if I can use the front bucket to scrape the sod out without gouging. Think I can do it? No, I don't either, but we might try it. Well, that actually worked halfway decent. I was able to peel it right out of there, and you can kind of see the color difference. See this nice dark dirt versus this other stuff underneath? That's the good dirt we hauled in here to kind of top coat everything so that I would have something decent, and it kind of peeled right off from the compacted dirt from when they dug the foundation in the basement. So it's not super even, but we're plenty low. We'll bring in some stone and pack it in there, and should work. So I'm gonna finish setting our forms. I might have to clean up that edge a little bit. You guys can't hear what he's saying, but I love just watching him play. Sometimes he's got his red pedal tractor stuck, and now he's getting the green one stuck, and he's just saying how gas pedal tractors can't go off-roading. And what else? Good stuff. You gonna make it? Oh.
This tractor isn't very good. It doesn't have a very good grip. That one has better grip.
Yep.
But this one's good in the mud. That's the only thing this one's good.
That one's good in the mud.
It's got mud tires.
You would know.
Because this one's got wide tires, but that one's got skinny tires and they're tall.
Yeah.
That looks like it's a roller tractor because the front.
Progress. We've got angles.
I guess I can
I'm out of short screws. I gotta run back to the farm and get some more. I'm hoping to get this board in and that board in tonight yet. I didn't cut this one. I probably should have cut that before I screwed it in. Oh well. We'll get it. Dad brought the Milwaukee battery saw out here, so we're back from Berkey, so I can use that. Okay, progress. We're making progress. I know one thing for sure. These stakes are not going anywhere. They are quite solid, and they're gonna be a pain to get out. These are the shortest ones I've got out there. 18 inches or whatever they are, 15. It takes a lot of pounding. All right, well, it's not a great day's work, but we got some done. Won't take long to finish forming that. Then we'll bring a little stone in. We got a little more grass to dig out in this spot. Bring a little stone in, get a tamper, a couple runs of rebar down, do some math, figure out how much concrete we need to order exactly, and we'll be ready to go. So we should be able to get it ready tomorrow. No problem. We'll have to run around and get some bar and a tamper. I found a tamper that one of my seed customers has got. So yeah, you can use it anytime. So we're gonna take advantage of that and use that. Yeah, I'll put my truck in the barn. I'll leave the backhoe here tonight. Good to go. Hopefully we can get that done reasonably timely tomorrow. I promise we'll throw something else in the video other than working on that. Maybe we can go out and look at some of this corn. We've got some stuff that's starting to tassel and pollinate. Maybe we can get the drone up so I can show you just how uneven it is, which is exactly what I want to show off, right? So we'll find something else to do, hopefully, at least for a little bit. But that's all I've got for tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow, probably. Have a good night.